What's up?
Welcome back to another podcast of epic proportions.
Sure. This is episode 9 plus 10.
21.
Anyway.
Oh, we should have made this a drunk podcast. Shit.
Oh, shit. I mean, it's not too late. I got shit back here.
Oh shit. I got tequila right here.
I didn't plan for a drunk episode. I'm not doing one tonight.
Oh, I mean either. I can't. So
What's new?
maybe next. Oh, not much. Just living, working.
Okay.
Ready to
See you next
wrap
week.
my. Yep, that's it. That's the podcast. Like and subscribe, please.
We're just gonna do like weekly like check-ins now. Go to Patreon to find out more.
Roll the end credits.
So
But yeah.
we actually got a voicemail, if you can believe it.
Oh, did you listen to it first?
I saw the transcript. I didn't listen to it though.
Oh, okay.
I'm not
I just didn't want it to.
up to. I'm just gonna share screen with you. I'm gonna try not to leak everybody I know's number. That works. Whatever. So, we got a voicemail. Are you ready to listen to our very first voicemail of the podcast? Here we go.
Hello, this is the Detroit Police Auto Recovery calling for Natisha Key about a stolen vehicle that was reported. Please call us back at 313.
Shit, my Kia got stolen. Shit.
All right, it's good to see the fans showing up to give us some support.
So, someone out there is waiting for a call back because their car got stolen.
Their car got jacked and it went to our voicemail.
It's gone to this shitty little podcast.
Yeah, I got the email. I get emails when someone like drops a voicemail or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, why is the Detroit police calling me about a stolen car?
Of course it's Detroit though.
Yeah, I mean it makes complete sense. It's probably a reason they changed their number too, and we wound up with it.
Oh,
either that or someone like reported a car stolen and put our voicemail number down to call them back. It'd be kind of funny too.
that would be fucking hilarious. I feel like they would use a better name though if it was that.
Yeah, like Seymour Asses or Mike Hawk or Mike Hunt or something. All right.
Please, someone out there do that.
Didn't get any more no more fan mail this week. We didn't get any new fan mail. So be sure to write in some questions, guys. I know there's probably a lot you want to ask us. So ask us in the link below. I don't know.
Please. We need more content for this shit because we're boring.
Yeah, so if I want to reiterate, if you're a furry or if you're black, please reach out and we can get you on the show. I want to increase our levels of diversity here.
We have a diversity quota that we must reach.
Yeah, we're fucked if we don't get a certain number of people to the door. No, dude, so last week we had Alton on, right?
Uh-huh.
And we had a conversation afterwards. He wasn't really a fan of how we present our humor and stuff, and I kind of wanted to talk about that, you know.
I figured we were going to talk about it, but I didn't know like
so
how.
I texted him. I'm like, hey, what will it take to get you back on to have a conversation about this shit? Because I think it'd be interesting. I think it's an interesting conversation to have. I'm not trying to argue or anything. I just think it'd be like thought provoking and like productive, which we never do, right?
Right.
So, and he's like, oh no. Well, he didn't say no, but he's like $20. And I said, okay. And then like he changed the topic and then never got back to me. So
God,
it could still happen, but I don't know. What's your thoughts? The whole thing like threw me for a loop, you know?
I mean, he went through that entire podcast. I could just tell that he was, it's just stupid shit that he did did during the podcast, and then instead of saying anything about not liking what we were saying, he just did nothing, and then went off on us afterwards.
Yeah, like off the record. And that's what
All
like I get it, like edgy humor isn't for everybody, but if you don't like it, you don't have to listen to it, right? Like
yeah. I mean, it's just a podcast too.
it's
not
jokes.
like
It's
that.
jokes too. I'm not sitting here being like I hate black people, It's jokes.
Yeah, specifically over the Black History Month.
Which is like one of the tamest jokes I've ever told in this podcast, by the way. Out of all the things to pick out, that was the one that sent him over the edge, I guess.
It just doesn't make any sense. It's just like, because the joke itself, not even needs to be explained.
No, it's just a joke.
And it's
I
just
shouldn't have
like,
to explain it, right? But it's like, I don't know, man. It gave me a bad feeling, I sat, like, afterwards I sat and thought about it. I'm like, man, what, like, are the jokes I'm making harmful? And then I'm like, they shouldn't be, because I'm like, if my jokes are hurting anybody, it's not my fault. It's theirs for taking it hurtfully,
We live in the United States of America.
Like, yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, freedom of speech, like the fucking man's trying to take us down or some shit. But like, it's jokes, man. It's not anything like major, I'm not out here like, actually, I'm not putting my fucking white hood on after we're done recording and going burning crosses in front of people's houses,
God,
whatever.
I mean, if you have a problem with it, if it's as big as a problem as he made it out to be, that he acted like he didn't even want to be he didn't want to be associated with any of it.
Yeah, he said.
So why?
He
literally
said, "I'm not coming back on. Like, I can't associate. I'm worried about my future and all that." And I'm like, "What about you being on here is gonna fuck with your future? Like our tiny ass podcast. Like, it's not gonna come up in a job interview. Like, oh, why were you here?
And if you are that worried about it, why sit there and be on it? And even afterwards, saying that we can still post it. And why would you sit there and be a part of it and not say anything? If it's that big of a deal, say something there. Then at least that would bring it to, oh, well, I at least took a different standpoint on it.
Like,
if it does come up in whatever facet of life he's afraid of it coming up in, he can be like, we'll see how I disagreed with them.
Like, the only time it would ever come up if he's like running for office or like the top level of a company, you know what I mean? But that's not where he's at. He's not anywhere near being at that point, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to sit here and talk shit. It's just like, we didn't get the chance to talk about it because he didn't want to record it. So wouldn't have a lot of options left to talk about it besides the week after. You know what I mean?
And now we're talking about it now with only one side of the.
That's why I wanted him on here so he could like try to explain himself. But even when I pressed him on it last week, he was like, "Yeah, never mind. Like I it's not as serious as I think you're making it out to be." I'm like, "What?
He's just like, I'm joking. I was just joking."
It's like, how am I making it out to be anything? I'm just responding to what you told me. You know what I mean? It's I don't know, man. It's weird, man. I didn't think we'd get into any sort of like controversy like that until I'm like way down the line. But like,
I mean,
we're the big league now, I guess. Our first drama.
Oh yeah, first drama. Woo.
We had.
What?
Sorry, go ahead.
It's just, it doesn't matter, really. It doesn't even matter that if someone sees him on that podcast, no one really gives a shit anymore.
Yeah, no, it's like, it's not that big of a deal. You know what I mean? Like, no one's going to be up here and be like, how could you be on such a horrible, he was acting like this is like a Klan rally podcast and we're like, white power, you know? Like, it's not that big of a deal.
That's the start tomorrow's teachings reacting videos.
Yeah, like The podcast is like the tamest of them all, dude. I'm like lost for words right now. I don't know. I honestly, God, I forgot we were recording until you texted me, even though I tried to ask you for a time. So I'm a bit discombobulated right now.
Oh, I'm always discombobulated.
So I'm kind of glad we started with that because, like, listen, dude, the guilt's kind of been getting to me. Okay,
The guilt of what?
being horrible, dude, like hurting people with my words. You know, it's not a good feeling. You know, I'm just I think we could do better. So I'm introducing the official Gifted Gang DEI program. So we're gonna do some training today to help us be more inclusive and equitable towards our brothers and sisters of different skin color. Okay.
Well, whoever you hurt with your words are going to get hurt with someone's words at some point anyway. So
Yeah, but I don't want to add to the trash pile of racism in this country, Hayden. All right. I don't.
Oh
They're,
God.
they're, they're dying in the streets, dude. I don't want to be a part of that horrible machine of whatever's happening. I don't know. So
Still on the standpoint of it's not black and white, it's poor and rich, but
well, okay. Well, that's not what we're doing. Okay, we're doing racism training. Okay, or anti-racism
Okay.
training.
I just did this at my job, so let's do it again.
Here's 10 things you can do to promote anti-racism, diversity, equity, and inclusion. Okay. Number one,
Okay.
state a land acknowledgement. A land acknowledgement is a formal statement honoring Native people and paying tribute to the original inhabitants of the land you occupy. At the UW, it's common to hear a land acknowledgement shared at the start of a meeting or as part of a group's commitment to diversity, equity, inclusion at work. Blah, blah, blah. So basically it's saying, like, we have to acknowledge that the land that you and I are on right now is not ours, okay? It belongs to the... Yes.
You know what the Native Americans used to do to themselves?
I don't like where you're going with this. What?
So you had a bunch of tribes on in America back then, and they would just raid each other. I mean, it's just like what every other civilization has done anyway. They would scalp people, they would take their land, women and children, all that shit.
But that was
And
their nation to do with that. We came in and fucked all that up.
yeah, but we still, I mean, they would have totally wiped all each other out completely. If, I mean, just like everything.
Yeah,
So,
but we need to acknowledge that they were here first.
okay.
Why are we arguing? I want to train us to stop being racist, dude. Stop arguing with me. This is not something we're arguing about, okay?
Well, this
is a problem.
It came to my mind. It just came to my mind. I'm sorry.
You would be fired if did you do this at work?
Oh yeah,
actually. All right. Second part is to understand different levels of racism. Racism manifests in different forms, from interpersonal overt acts of hate to subtle institutionalized ways of creating unequal conditions that disadvantage groups. To be anti-racist, it is helpful to have some foundational understandings of how racism plays out. God, this is a lot of work. I don't know if I want to do this anymore. A good starting point is Dr. Camara Jones's allegories about racism. Where's like the chart of like the racism levels so I can see where we are.
What level of racism have we hit?
According to Alton, like the top tier, basically Hitler at this point. I guess like it's saying, like, we just need to understand that racism isn't just one thing, okay? It comes in many different shapes and sizes, like people do, okay? Racism is diverse, like people of color. I don't know. Oh, this is a good one. Pay attention. Take note of your implicit biases. We all unknowingly hold associations about other people based on their identities like race, ethnicity, age, gender, ability, nativity. I'm guessing that's like Native Americans. Socioeconomic status, to name a few. These associations operate as biases that occur are expressed automatically without conscious aware or intention, though they do affect our judgments, decisions, or actions. Do you understand that? Do you think you're like biased in any sort of way towards people of different statuses or colors?
Nope.
Bullshit. Listen, dude, I know when you go to Walmart, right, and you want to go down the aisle like cereal or whatever, and you see like a big old black family there, you're like, you know what? I'll take a lap and I'll come back later.
No. No.
Bullshit. You're lying.
No. That is not true whatsoever.
Okay, or like when you're in traffic and you're like listening to like rap music or whatever, and there's like a homeless black dude on the side of the street, right? And you like turn it down a bit so he doesn't hear it because you doesn't want to seem like you're trying to like appropriate his culture or anything, you know?
Well, when the song says the N-word like 70 times, like
you're like singing along,
like Nelly's fucking country grammar, I do kind of be like, if anyone's around, I don't care who it is. If anyone's around, I turn it down.
Okay, so let's say you're picking like dodgeball teams, right? No, not dodgeball teams. Okay, let's say you're hiring for a job, right?
Okay.
You're hiring for a job and you have a few candidates, okay? You have a white dude and a black dude, and they both are equal in their ability. Who do you pick?
I don't know. I don't know how you...
Wrong answer! You pick the black guy because it's diverse. It's equal.
Well, if they both... there would have to be something I make my decision on other than fucking race. Because isn't that racist?
No.
Isn't that racist? If I choose the black guy simply because he's black, is that not racism?
No. It's lifting up those that are not, that are socioeconomically disadvantaged to people like you and me. Do you think you and I get a boost in the world because of the color of our skin?
No, not really.
Bullshit. You and I get pulled over way less.
No, not really. I've gotten pulled over quite a few times.
Because you're white? No.
Because I don't know.
No.
It's not like they look through the window of a car as you're going 60 miles per hour and be like, "Oh, that one."
Yeah, but like that's happened before. They pulled over people just for being black.
What do you have anything to...
I guess I can Google it, but it's happened before. Being pulled over for being black. Oh fuck it, we're just gonna learn today, I guess. Driving while black. That's literally like... Wait. It's happened before. That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not gonna read this article to find out it's happened before, but it's happened. Okay. People have been pulled over for being black before.
It may be like a long time ago.
No. What? Okay, hang on. How long? Okay, how long is a long time ago?
Probably 40 years.
I'd say
maybe
20. I'd say
50.
20 years. 20 years. Someone in 2005 got pulled over for being black.
I mean, being pulled over being Arab, that was probably about 24 years ago.
I don't think you just pull planes over, dude. I think you have to be in a car to get pulled over. No, but like...
Well, I just meant because after that happened.
So, like, do you think, like, racism is a problem?
No, not necessarily. Not as big of a problem as they're making it. But they want you to think it's a problem.
It is a problem.
It didn't used to be as big of a problem as it... Like, when I was younger, it wasn't that big of a problem. It's literally gone, like... Like, between, like, 2000 and 2010, that was, like, the lowest point, and then it's...
So, like, there are still people, like, out there that, like, want to lynch black people that actively want to do that.
There's always going to be that.
So that's a problem. Do you not think so?
It's a problem. But it's not a problem like within our government. It's not a problem within like how things are. That's just the person problem. I'm talking like bigger,
like larger
just
scale.
Stay away from that person. That's how you solve that problem.
What do you mean stay away from that person?
If they're racist and want to, or like hunting down black people, stay away from that person. Arrest that person.
Yeah, but they're just gonna they're in big groups. It's not like you can just take down one person, be like, oh, racism solved, we're done here.
Well, if you just stay away from everyone in that group,
why would I stay away from them? They're not gonna hunt me down.
Well, I mean, if you don't.
Okay, but let's say like a black guy and like a white supremacist are neighbors. Do you expect the black guy to just stay away, to just leave? Because his neighbor's like a white supremacist and all his friends come hang out and be like,
well, you just
screw you, N-word, like out the window or whatever.
And then you can beat the fuck out of the dude.
Who?
The black dude.
The black dude could beat the one black guy like trying to raise his family is gonna go after the white dude with a bunch of guns in his house and solved.
They both probably have guns, so
maybe the black guy doesn't have guns, but he doesn't want any. He's got kids in his house.
God, once I answer,
he's got a beautiful family. Okay.
Anything I answer, you're just gonna. If you don't like the answer,
your answer is violence, though. You think that's just gonna solve it? It's gonna make it worse. Listen, dude.
Well, it would make a lot less people want to say it.
No, it wouldn't. It would make them angrier. They'd be like, "Oh, this black guy beat the fuck out of me. I hate all black guys ever, even more now."
Well, then they're gonna hate him anyway.
They're gonna hate him more if they punch the black dude. There's got to be a different answer besides, "Oh, just beat him up. Problem solved."
Well, shit. If you're in middle of this, here's a better one. Here's a more realistic one, at least.
What's not realistic about a black guy and a white supremacist living next to each other?
Well, what do you think should happen? You keep asking me what should happen. What do you think?
Well, if the guy's hanging out like fucking Dixie and fucking swastika flags outside his yard, call the cops, right? But that's gonna make the white guy hate the black guy even more because he's like, that black dude called the cops on me. I don't know.
Exactly. It just ignore them, really. That's the best option. Because really, it's just for them to be. They want attention, so.
But it is a problem, right?
Define problem at this point. Define problem.
People hunting down other people because they're black. That's a problem.
How often do you hear about that?
I don't look for it. I don't know. But there's
exactly.
Yeah, but
if it happened,
there are groups of people that exist that don't like black people and want them to be washed out of society, dude.
Yeah,
is that not a problem?
The fucking KKK. That's about it, and they're really
not just the KKK, dude. What do you mean?
What other group?
There's like neo-Nazis and like
the other shit. The Nazis, whatever, but I don't even. I've heard the term neo-Nazis, but I don't even think that's like a thing whatsoever. I have never heard of like an actual neo-Nazi going out on his high horse and just fucking using a scythe to slash them down.
Okay, so like, do you know what was it? Charlottesville, North Carolina? Like 9 years ago. There's like a whole white supremacist rally. They had a white supremacist rally.
About 9 to 10 years.
They're swinging around like Nazi flags and whatever the fuck, being like, we're white power and all that. So you can't just be here and be like, oh, it doesn't happen. It's just fake news.
But you also said 9 to 10 years ago, so.
Yeah. You think they just went away? Oh, they're gone now.
It's a problem to person, I guess. But I think just those small groups are just.
They're
not really a thing. It's not even a.
Okay, how many black people do you know?
What do you mean? You know
How
where
many
we
black people?
live.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
I
So
know.
like
I know several.
you have
But
no idea what goes on outside
how
of
many
your
white people
bubble.
do I know? How many white people do I know? Well, like you.
There's like all the people you know. That's what I'm saying. You don't know what goes on outside the bubble of being a white dude.
Well, because I have like no. I ain't gonna say that. I have 3 cousins that are black, and her it's not my cousin married, and I've talked to him several times. He's really fucking cool, but yeah, it's outside of my family. I barely know anyone.
Racism's
That's
still a
what
problem today, dude.
It's what my point is. How many black people do you know? Huh?
Like 2, I don't know. Define
Yeah, I'm pretty sure one of them I know. One of your 2, Mike.
Oh,
Hell no!
I won't say I know him, but I guess so. Yeah.
I technically do. I guess if I seen him, I would.
Keep talking. I'm trying
But
to fucking figure something out.
it just doesn't matter.
Whoa! Saying racism doesn't matter?
Trying to figure out how to word this. If you just why let the few outweigh the many? Because it will become a problem if you can't step outside your door and see it and without seeing it happen, and it being like an absolute mass problem. It's a problem with humanity. There's going to be people that are like that. Doesn't matter what you do or what you say. If you just need to fucking ignore them. They don't matter. If they think that about you or about that race, then their point, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but like if you don't do anything, nothing's gonna change. Like if Rosa Parks in the '60s was like, you know what, fine, I'll change seats.
Okay,
I'm just gonna ignore you.
but that was a system problem, not a person to person. It was still a person to person, but that was a system problem.
Yeah, we're gonna get so much shit for this episode. I kind of want to restart because okay, like at the end of the day, you and I have no idea what the fuck we're talking about.
No.
And I'm like, dude, we just got done. Like, I'm closing out this list. We're gonna do something else because I didn't think we're gonna argue about it. I didn't think we're gonna argue like the fundamentals of racism.
You keep throwing questions out to me.
I'm trying to train you to stop being racist.
I'm not racist.
Yeah, you are. You're like, racism is not a problem. Racism doesn't exist.
That's not what I'm saying.
That's literally what you said.
Racism itself is not a problem, but is it? Wait. Fucking rewind that. I just misspoke. Racism itself is a problem. Yes, as a concept itself is a problem. It's been a problem since probably the dawn of humanity. But a problem in America right now, not as much as it's been before.
Yeah, but it's still that's not what I didn't ask if it was a problem as much as before. Obviously not, right? But like it's still a problem. Like if like a black guy can't walk through somewhere like Virginia without being called the N-word, like that's a problem, right?
Yeah, it would be a problem.
That's all I'm trying to get you to say.
It would be a problem, but there's no you haven't given me anything that's like this happened to this person.
Do you want me to sit here and research while we sit in silence and like figure it out?
No, it's fine. That's what I'm saying, that it would be a problem if that happened all the time. I just don't think it's happening as much as you're saying it's happening.
How often am I saying it's happening? I'm saying it happens. I'm not saying it happens like 500 times a day, right? But it happens. That's still a problem that it happens in the first place, right?
Well, how often do you think it happens?
I'm sure it happens like a fairly decent amount, right? Because there's still places like that exist, right? Places like like where black people literally can't live because white people are like, no, blacks here, you know?
I mean, I think if it's a small business that like does that, it would be shut down quickly because that's law. You can't do that anymore. That's the thing, that it's law that you like. No one can be denied.
Do you want to get into this argument too? Fuck it, just keep going. You're fine. Just keep going.
Oh shit!
Because
No,
I don't know if you remember the time where there was this gay couple
I
that
know.
ordered a cake
already
and
know.
they got
I already
denied,
know.
and they're like, hey, you're free to serve whoever you want, right? Like it's it's your right to refuse service,
Yeah, I know. I remembered it as I was saying it, and then
I heard it
like,
click in your head. I'm like, I got you.
So what we do when we start doing this shit is we just take one side and try to stumble our way through shit. And I automatically knew I was taking the wrong side that I couldn't stumble my way out of. I mean, that's because, well, that one was strange because it fell under a religion and shit. But with the separation of church and state, that one was weird. I didn't know what to think about that whole situation.
That's something I've been thinking. Do you think church and state should be separate?
Yeah.
Okay, because some people there are a lot of people nowadays that don't.
I mean,
think church and state should be connected.
I could see the benefits, but
what are the benefits? I'm asking.
It would just make. No, maybe not. Maybe the benefits I was thinking of are not true. I don't know.
What were you thinking of? I'm just curious.
Well, you would automatic. I guess it would depend on how you do it, because I just don't. Actually, it's not even possible, because when you put church and state together, then you would technically have one religion,
which you can't have. That's like the First Amendment.
Which it's the third. I'm pretty sure.
Like freedom of religion is the First Amendment.
That's freedom of speech.
There's more stuff in the First Amendment besides freedom of speech.
Oh, I thought it was two separate.
It's like freedom of speech, freedom of press. Yes, it's the First Amendment.
I always thought they were separate, but oh well. So yeah, I guess I just wouldn't. I don't actually. I mean, you would have just an outbreak if that happened anyway, because then you would wouldn't you have, like, what is it considered when you state and religion is like together? Like, you would have to go by the.
I know what you're talking about. I don't like Sharia law or whatever, but not just for Muslims. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, you would have to pick what religion, which it would be most likely either Catholic or Christian.
Here's my thing. Yeah, exactly. Like, people interpret the Bible very differently depending who you talk to, right? So leaving it up in the air and super vague like that kind of goes against like what the law is. It's like this predefined thing, right? Like, people don't like the law being vague because then you can kind of throw whatever at anybody. They try to get that locked down. I'm not saying it is completely, but they try it as what they can do to get the law to be a definite thing where if this happens, then this happens, right? If you kill somebody, you go to the death penalty or life in prison or whatever.
Which, if you go with Catholic, I've been listening to an audiobook of the Bible, and I just got through the rules that God gave to Moses, and we would be fucked. We would all be fucked.
Why?
There's like a rule that if a bird dies in a certain thing of water, you can't drink out of that water for like 7 days until it's pure, and just a bunch of just like circumstantial stuff that if it happens, and if you drink out of that water, you're going to hell. that was like the whole thing. And the bird cannot even be visible or whatever, and it just I can't remember all of it because it started riddling off the rules, and it's just like, boy. And then if you do Christians, it's somewhat the same rules, but I mean, besides we still have the rules that the church would give anyway. If you kill someone, then you go to jail. And it's all the same rules anyway, so I don't. It might not really change that much.
But I don't think you should incorporate religion into, like punishing someone. You know what I mean? Like, well, the Bible said you shouldn't do that, so you're going to jail, right? It should just be the law, as the people have said, right? It says this. You know what? We're gonna take this in a different direction. This is gonna be the master debate now because I don't want to talk about racism anymore. We're gonna argue. I still want to argue. I still want to argue about racism because that is something you and I have zero authority in speaking on. So, because I don't think we've experienced racism ever.
Here, and I'll tie it off with a bow right here. I think there's bad people of all shapes, all sizes, all colors, of all everywhere, everything. There's just, it's not bad race, bad this, that. It's bad people.
Yeah, it's not who you are on the outside; it's on the inside that counts.
Exactly.
Amen. Okay.
And I avoid eye contact with everyone.
Same. So I've got high school debate topics. Hopefully this shouldn't get too antsy, but I don't know. I'll just start with the first one and I'll kind of just go around. You just want to do it like we each pick a side and we just have to argue that side till the death?
Let's do it.
Should human cloning be banned? Yes. Haha, you got to say no.
Fuck you.
Opening arguments.
Should it be banned?
Yeah.
This is really hard because I have a lot of good points of why it shouldn't or should, but
well, okay, so I think like human cloning is kind of already taking shape with AI, right? Like we can make Elvis sing like WAP now.
Oh God,
you couldn't have done that before because he's been dead for like 100 years.
But that's not cloning.
That's still like using someone's likeness though to do something that they didn't agree to, right? I guess it's like a different discussion.
Yeah, that we can. Let's go to that one. Do you think that should be stopped?
Yes.
The AI. See, I think that it should be considered with some things. At least give people nowadays a chance to put it like in their will or something that they can do.
That's what I was saying. Like when you die or whatever, you're writing your will, you can have an agreement like, hey, it's like a terms and conditions for when you die. Do you agree to us to use your likeness for AI, whatever? And I think there's people doing that already, putting in their will like, I do not want to be used in anything more after I die. Once I die, that's it. I don't want AI. I don't want anything. Just let me be dead, you know?
I think, but then you come into the problem of like doing like Elvis or something like that.
Yeah, like people you can't ask.
When AI wasn't even a speckle on our fucking balls.
I think at that point it would just go to their estate, right? Like whoever handles their estate. Like Michael Jackson's estate could be like, I don't want Michael Jackson to be AI'd anymore. But at that point, how do you stop it? Because AI is just something anybody anybody can use AI, you know what I mean? And like with deep fake and stuff too, you know?
It would be more a problem that you would have to look at with like movies and stuff like that. I don't know, because I mean, I think it would be a neat thing because you get some shows that are really long and it takes a long time for those shows to be filmed and stuff.
Yeah.
And well, you have like long ass shows, and you won't know this at all, but One Piece, the live action, that the anime and manga are still going,
Yeah,
and it's at like 10,000 or not 10,000. Like
10,000 episodes, right?
it's like almost 1,500 episodes,
Jesus.
and they're doing a live action, and so everyone's like, well, the anime characters stay the same age the entire time. If you try to adapt all that with the same cast and everything, you're going to get a 50-year-old version of a 19-year-old that's supposed to still be 19.
Well, so
And so,
they have like de-aging technology now that
yeah,
like
they have
uses
that.
AI. I think that's a bit different. That's like AI enhancement versus AI like generation, right? Like generative AI, I think is the big problem. I think AI like tools and assisted stuff isn't that big of a problem, right? I think AI
Mhm.
generation's the bigger thing where it's like, oh, I can like did I tell you like my brother got in trouble for using AI to write an essay in class
That's
and he had to
crazy.
sit there and rewrite. I'm like, dude, even when we were in high school, that wasn't a problem, right?
No,
Which wasn't that long ago. I mean, it's like 6 years ago now, but
don't say it.
but like
Don't say it.
it wasn't a problem when we were in school. But now my little brother who's in middle school, the teachers have to police these kids now and run all their essays through
Right.
AI detectors, right? Which is crazy to me. I can't imagine like being in school now and having to do all that, and having to hear like
You
you can't use AI in your essays, Like when we were in
you
school,
see, you have to
it was
find
like plagiarism. They would use like plagiarism checkers on us, and that was that. But
you have to find someone that wrote the same essay and then like change the
change a few
words around,
words, like copy and paste the
misspell a few words.
Wikipedia, change the font and move some words around. But now they can get robots to write the whole essay, and then like they've got robots that can make videos and create pictures. Like I see so many videos of like Trump sucking Elon's toes now. Like that's a thing.
Did you see the ones I sent you?
On Instagram?
Uh-huh.
I'll check Instagram much. Did you send me your one recently?
I sent you two. They're really bad. Maybe what don't watch it right now. Because what we just
Oh God. Okay. Yeah, you're right. No, but like I think on paper it's a cool idea, but I think the law's gonna have to catch up to like say what is and isn't okay. But then it comes out of the point of how do you enforce any of that without infringing on freedom of speech, right?
Right.
That's what the issue comes down to, like freedom of expression and all that.
I mean, I think the people can, because like you get movies and shows made by AI and it doesn't go anywhere because people don't like it.
Yeah.
And I feel like if people don't let it be profitable, it just won't happen,
So there
kind
was a
of
big
thing.
drama with the Oscars recently. I don't know if you heard about it. Like Adrian Brody was in a movie and they used AI for his voice in a few scenes instead of getting him to come over and revoice it. They used AI to like piece together lines or whatever. But
Yeah,
but like Adrian Brody won an Oscar for that. You know what I mean?
I mean,
So it's
shit. I guess
like I feel like it's being encouraged because of that. That's like not a good step to take. It might just be a fluke or whatever, but it's still something that happened. I mean, I wouldn't take the Oscar that seriously anyway. It's just some fucking trophy.
oh
But
yeah,
this is a fucking
100%.
like title. Oh, I'm an Oscar winner. But it's I don't know, man. I'm excited to see where AI goes, but at the same time, I'm like terrified because it's just gonna when any
What
kind
do you
of
think?
when any kind of new tech comes out, there's the cool parts, and then there's the people that take advantage of it that are the bad parts. You know what I mean?
Uh,
Like
what
Facebook's trying really hard to push AI right now and all this bullshit. I'm like, come on.
what do you think about AI in video games?
In what sense? Like
And
like being used to
act
make them or
so yeah, we'll go. What do you? How do you think AI should be used in video games? Is what I wonder.
so I saw this cool tech where it was
Or do,
like AI controlled NPCs and it's like it can like change how they interpret your actions, right? And kind of do that. I think that'd be good for like a Skyrim or like a Fallout game or whatever. Cuz when it's like they can only predetermine whatever kind of outcome you choose between like A and B. It can't take any
mhm.
kind of other variables in there. But if it's like you do something a little different, it could craft it towards how the NPCs react and how they talk to you and all that other stuff. I think that's cool. right?
Yeah, I think that's exactly if AI is used, I think that's the way it should be used
Yeah,
in video
I
games.
I I agree. Or maybe in like GTA, they can have AI like on the radio be like, if you like fucking crash a plane to the beach or something, be like some fucking nut job crashed a plane to the beach the other day. Like that'd be cool too. Just like
That would be
have it
cool.
help flesh out your world a little bit, but like AI generated art and assets and stuff, like I don't like that because one, it puts people out of jobs, right?
Yeah.
Two, it doesn't even look good. It doesn't enhance the experience at all. It's just like outsourcing your labor, but to a person that doesn't even exist, right?
I think if you're using it to generate like small little things just to make stuff make it more fleshed out, but not like the bigger stuff.
Yeah.
Not like the characters or whatever or I mean, I can see people being able to use it cuz you have stuff like what is that fucking it's the made
Starfield?
by Starfield, yeah. Like if you like all those planets and some of them are like generated with shit. I think if it was I don't even did they necessarily use AI or how did they do that?
Well, it's like Minecraft. It just generates the world randomly based on like whatever, you know what I mean? That's just like world that's been a thing for a while. Like randomly
Yeah,
generated where it's like No Man's Sky kind of just like randomly generates planets and stuff.
if you do that, but you still would have to have your normal what people actually worked on planets and stuff. But if you use AI to actually do better, like generated worlds, then
Yeah, so like
that
kind of like I was saying, Skyrim had this thing called like Radiant quests where it would
uh-huh.
just like have an NPC that would give out quests all the time. It would just be random. It'd be like, oh, but it wouldn't be anything like substantial. You know what I mean? There wouldn't be a story. Just be like, go here, get this. That's the quest, right? It just gave you
Uh-huh.
something to do to get XP and loot and whatever. I think,
Daily.
yeah, I think using that AI to kind of enhance that and kind of give it more purpose would be cool, right?
Yeah, I think but I feel like some
But then at that,
because
I
I
feel
know
like
there's been
I just thought of something. Like at that point, you're kind of replacing voice actors too. Because it's like you can't get people to voice act all that stuff too. You'd have to get an AI to do it if you're doing all that.
true. I mean, you should I feel like if you it just makes sense. I don't know if this is how it works, but it makes sense. Is to hire voice actors for that stuff and have them like say a certain amount of words and pay them for like sentences and pay them for that for like not the entire game though. Like you still would have, but like you can have lesser like voice actors starting out being able to do random characters like that. I'm not saying like the main character of GTA should be done
AI.
like
No,
that
yeah, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
or any main character whatsoever, but
But
like
like
a random
NPCs and stuff,
NPC.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think at that point it's fine. Like I think what's gonna happen is there's gonna be like a different form of work where it's gonna be like AI voice actors where you just like you said, go in, say like your syllables and enunciations and whatever. You get paid for the day and they just use your voice for NPCs and whatever. And like you sign away like, oh, this I gave my the rights to my voice away for this game or whatever. And I don't allow them to use anything else outside the game just for this project and that's it. And at that
yeah.
point, I don't really see a problem. I don't know though. It's still kind of like in the middle area, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it'll go one way or the other, honestly, and I'm gonna assume the other.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably gonna go the bad way. Is what I'm gonna guess. See how it goes.
I mean, there's a game that's apparently gonna try to like rival GTA 6, and it's using AI generated characters.
That won't go anywhere. I'm telling you that now.
Oh, I mean,
What's it
I
called?
feel like Paradise City. No, it's something. I think it's. Hold on, let me look it up real quick. We are very prepared for.
I think this is called Paradise. This is like a life simulation.
I think so.
Paradise on Steam. I think this is what you're talking about. I just looked at Paradise game. It comes out in next month. You want to play this?
Sure, let's go.
It's free to play apparently.
I mean, I wish someone would at least try to do it. Like actually try to like
Just see how it goes.
go against, because that's where you get a lot of like really good games, really. Because I mean, if you're gonna try to go do a Crime City thing, you're gonna have to do something like weird or stupid.
Yeah.
And sometimes it would be the worst thing ever, but at least you'd have it. Because like, what other games have we had that's anywhere near GTA 5 that's like almost the same? That's like even somewhat good.
Last thing I can think of is Saints Row, but that game hasn't been good since like the third one.
Yeah, that one like
It's like
kind
10
of
years ago.
see, and that's the kind of thing. They're good games because
But like
they
GTA was way smaller back when Saints Row was big. But ever since GTA 5 came out, it's like, how do you compete with that? You know what I mean? Like it's one
Yeah.
like one of the most expensive games ever made. GTA 6 is going to be the most expensive game ever made, right? Like a small company or even like a middle line company can't compete with that, right? They'd have to make the map smaller and like the world not as fleshed out. Like they wouldn't have as many resources to commit to that kind of stuff.
I mean, I'm not saying that they're going to be able to, and I'm not going to. I'm just saying they should try.
No, I mean there's still other good open world games, right? But you're not gonna like GTA isn't like a league of its own, you know?
I mean, because even with like, because it's weird because you have Bethesda with like Skyrim and stuff, but there's like 80 different games that are like Skyrim.
Like what?
I mean, you could scroll through Steam and find a bunch. I can't really think of
Oh, there's
any.
like Kingdom Come or whatever.
Yeah,
That's one.
Kingdom Come, and I mean, they're not all exactly, but it's
No, but it's like that
I
first
I
person
get
RPG or whatever. I know what you're talking about.
yeah. It and the fantasy dragon. I guess that's more video gamey than GTA really was, because that like
GTA like goes for like realism. They're like they want it to be as close to real life as possible while still being video gamey, you know? Well,
yeah.
like Bethesda games are like this is a video game. Here's all the fantasy and fun and elements or whatever. It's not it's not trying to take itself too seriously, you know?
So maybe that's it, but I mean, I'm just still upset over Red Dead 2. And I think a company could come in and try to do something like that. But
I would
like
love
Red Dead
I
2,
would love like a Bethesda style Red Dead Redemption hybrid game, like a first person and cowboy role play game. That would be
that would
fucking
be
awesome. I've wanted that for a
that
long time. Red Dead 2 is an amazing game, but like I want more RPG elements. That game had some of it, but I want like character building and like different classes, like cowboy classes and shit.
do like quick draw or
Yeah, you have like quick draw
sniper.
shit. Yeah, exactly. Fucking
That would
Dynamite
be
Pete
pretty
or
sick.
whatever. Like that'd be fucking awesome, right? I want a game like that so bad, but
Dude, I haven't thought about that, but I do too now. That would be sick. I mean,
I'd fucking kill for a game like that.
but it seems like all we get now is a bunch of different Souls likes and just another
Fucking
Black
first person shooter, like class based shooter.
Bloodborne or
Yeah.
no, not shooters. Do you not know what Souls?
No, I know what Souls likes are. I'm just talking about you're talking about the games that are coming out now.
Yeah,
Dude, I've been
that's
playing the
all we get.
shit out of some Elden Ring. Like I was playing that before you texted me.
I want to play it again, but I don't want to buy it again. I want to have to get my PlayStation back.
The game is fucking fun. I've been playing the shit out of Elden Ring. Is that the end of our AI discussion?
Another podcast filled with AI.
We seriously need to change the name of our podcast to the AI Cast, because this is like, I think every other episode is us talking about AI. It's like, well, it's like, what podcast be talking about when the iPhone came out? The iPhone, right? This is like new tech. You know what I mean?
Yeah, pretty much.
This one's
Got
fucking
another-
stupid as fuck. Should parents be allowed to choose their baby's gender?
No.
Yes.
Why? This ain't no RPG.
What if I want a daughter, but it comes out with a dick? What do I do?
Yeah, chop it off now.
Okay, but like, okay, what if it's like before they're born? Like,
That's
like
kinda weird.
like they have some tech to go in and like, okay, we know it's gonna be a boy, but we can make it a girl if you want one, or if it's gonna be a girl, we can make it a boy.
I don't think that's a good thing to do.
I
Just
do.
for the health of just for the health of the child.
How's it gonna know? You just don't tell it.
It just, you're messing with hormones of a growing human inside of another human.
It's not gonna know though. It's not gonna know.
Okay, well, it's gonna know when it comes out like.
Well, maybe like the first few, but once they get like the tech down, it's gonna be like, oh,
the first few.
You gotta,
the first few are gonna.
You gotta crack some eggs to make some omelets, right?
God. It doesn't. It's just.
I'm not even sure why that's an argument. Like, who's doing this?
It's a 50-50 chance anyway. So I mean, just if you don't like the first one, get the second one. I guess.
Is this actually a thing?
It's a thing.
Baby's gender at birth.
Before birth, probably.
Oh, it's like IVF. You can choose the sex of your baby. I forgot about it. Like IVF's a thing.
Yeah.
So,
I don't.
So do you think in the future we're gonna get like a Build-A-Bear menu when you're like going to the doctor of like what I thought you were like telling me to stop. You're like doing this.
Oh.
I'm like, what's going on? You're telling me to stop talking about this. I'm like, is there something I should talk about? Like, do you think we're gonna get like this like character customizer of like what our kids are gonna look like growing up, and we can like choose sliders like skill and fucking muscles and
just put it all the way down,
bitch. Like you can get like the DLC that'll make sure they won't lose their hair when they're older or some shit. Would you do that, or would you just do it all natural? You know, my kid comes out how it's gonna come out.
I just leave it up to chance. Usually, I hit random on my characters anyway. Went on fucking games, so
But that also gives them the chance to be disabled. Think about that. When you like program your child like that, you can just take out all the bad stuff and whatever.
Can I program him to be disabled?
I program you to be paralyzed on the legs down, asshole. You're never leaving me.
God.
I
just think it's pointless to do anyway. It doesn't really matter. It's another person.
What's pointless? Like choosing how your baby comes out?
Yeah.
I think that's kind of stupid too, because then it's like it doesn't even feel like my baby. You know what I mean? It feels like this fucking creature like I had to fucking mash Play-Doh together to create, you know?
God.
Should the US government provide internet service to every citizen? Yes.
No.
Why?
Because that
you need the internet for you need the internet to fucking apply for a job now.
Well, yes, but there's
like,
places there's places everywhere you can still go to it, but it being free for everyone, like just at your house and whatever, would be actually the worst thing ever.
Why?
It would be because anyone trying to play a video game online, it doesn't
mean everybody's on it at one time. It just everyone has access to it. Why is that a bad thing?
Because well, everyone does have access to the internet
at their house.
Not at their house. You can still go up to the library and go.
Actually, I feel like the government already does that then, right?
But what they're saying is making it like a free mandatory in the house, and that's all the Wi-Fi ever really.
But it's
I
like,
guess I guess
okay,
there would
but
still be.
like the lines to run internet into people's houses are already there, right? It's just a matter of if I pay the internet bill or not determines if I have internet, right?
Right.
So why not have the government just subsidize all that? Everyone's got access to the internet, which I think would make people more productive, right? Because
It would
they
it
can
would
they can do jobs, they can learn, they can do whatever. They don't have to worry about fucking I gotta pay my $8 million internet bill to fucking apply for my job or like get my kids through Zoom school or whatever, you know?
but the government would have to run that Wi-Fi service itself. It won't just be like, oh, my what so and so service is now just free because
Well,
other
yeah.
Wi-Fi services aren't going to do that. So I guess there's a possibility. I don't know because wouldn't that mean you could still have your own Wi-Fi? It would just be
More expensive. You just be paying for it. So like so the government could give you internet. It doesn't have to be that good. Like it probably wouldn't be good enough to stream off, but to load a web page or whatever, like I don't think that's a problem.
but again, that you can go to any library. You can go to
What if you live in like the middle of fucking nowhere and you don't have access to a library or a car or legs? You're fucking crippled in your barn in the middle of nowhere.
oh,
And all you have
I
is a
guess
fucking laptop. What are you gonna do?
I think you have a lot more problems than just that.
Okay,
And
so
besides, 96% of people have a phone, though.
yeah, but like they don't have like you can get a phone, but it doesn't mean you get service for it. You still have to pay your phone bill. So should the government pay your phone bill?
Well, and I'm saying 96% of people have like a working phone.
Where'd you get that number from?
A video I literally
made it
watched
up.
today.
I
A video I watched today.
Okay, well, whatever.
It was a funny like haha video too, so it wasn't like someone trying to be like, "Oh, we shouldn't do this." It's just
I should be banned.
I felt
This is high school. Keep that.
it's up there. Yeah,
Your side.
I don't. Yeah.
No. You should leave your house.
Well, I did have a guess, but myself, it was literally the reason I almost failed a year is I would homework and not do it, and then make almost 86. But go learn.
But like, cool. Yeah. I think I'll.
We can talk about this.
Okay, grade school. You didn't choose grade school. Have to. Or the cops get called family or
Yeah.
Forced to do. So the I was I do it like at the very end of the weekend, like late and pay that. If I'm wrong, you know. So it's like why. Like I like kids homework. I'm like homework won't be there, right? Going to be something else.
Yeah.
I'm not getting from you, correct?
Yeah, pretty much. Like a lot have going on, and it'd be
They other like athletics or like other programs, right? That they can't take that much time away from to do homework for a class. You know, at that point they care even less, right?
right. And especially when you get into high school, once you turn like 18, job, you have to want still
They have yes, I'm family, right? So I mean, and then at that point, it's like who gives a fuck about homework, you know? And it's not like opposite work, you know. It's not like training you work.
exactly.
It's not like I'm sure there's out that you have to take home sometimes or whatever. But when I was higher up at the restaurant I worked at, right? My philosophy was like I had billable hours I could take home with me because I did the schedule right. So I would track how often I worked this on the schedule and I'd give it to my boss and he'd pay me for whatever, right? It only took me like an hour or two to do the schedule for the week. But I'd carve out a time for that, right? And my philosophy was like any time that I'm not getting paid for my job, I'm not thinking about it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like I like when I'm on the clock, I'll work, right? But anytime off the clock, it's not my problem, right? I don't care.
Exactly.
I've got my own life, right? I feel like a lot of jobs they expect you to like give a fuck about your job all the fucking time, right?
24/7.
And like I see a lot of my friends or people I know, right? All they talk about is their job, my job this, my job that. Like I fucking think about my job all the time. Like that sounds miserable, dude.
I mean, yeah, that's not very.
I don't like.
Doesn't sound very fun.
How should I say this? I don't. The way I'm wanting to ask this is, do you think you should be loyal to the place you work for, but not how loyal do you think you should be to your job? Right.
Depends on how much you like the job.
I think it depends how like loyal they are to me, right? Like if I'm in a position where I can understand like I'm very disposable and I have no leverage,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm not gonna give a fuck, right? Because they don't give a fuck. I can be gone the next day and they get someone to fill my spot. If I've got leverage and like I know that I do a good job, like I'll care a little bit more. I'm still not gonna take it home with me, but I'll at least try, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just I feel like people don't know how to do like a work life balance, you know?
I mean, it really just depends on how much you like the job, really. I mean,
I guess so.
and how much you're really getting paid. If you can get, I mean, if you also have your options, because I can guarantee you, any place that you work, they aren't going to be loyal to you, no matter where you work or how high you're up, unless you're
That's just
like
business. They can't afford to be loyal to people, you know?
extreme.
Yeah.
But it's like, I mean, you need to be loyal to yourself really before any company.
Would you ever work more than one job?
If,
It's not a fair question because I think it would depend on your circumstances. Like if you're
yeah,
fucking like really hard out for money or some shit.
I don't think I would ever work. I don't think I would ever get to the point where I'm working 7 days a week.
Yeah, same. But yeah, I know people that'll do like 12-hour shifts 7 days a week and then be like, oh, this is part of being an adult, you know? This is part of being grown up. I'm like, no, it's part of like not being able to enjoy your life and face your real problems that you have to fucking bury yourself in your work, dude. I've been there, okay? It's not
Yeah,
fun.
I hate that. I hate that. I'm like, if I there's some people, if I like complain about my job and say how much I just do not want to work whatsoever, they like look at me like I'm a failed human being. But it's not like, hey, I just want to quit my job and sit at home all day. It's I just want to live my life.
Yeah,
But you can't without a job, so it's just like,
yeah, I get it. Like I've come to terms with like work. Like obviously, you and I are gonna have to work until we're old. This is how like our
uh-huh.
society's been built for hundreds of
Unless
years.
you like,
Yeah,
unless the
let's go.
person right there
There you
watching,
go.
unless the person right there watching likes and subscribes, for we not only get to make people's life happier, but we can also uh live our lives better
We will
and make
podcast
other.
more often if we get paid more. Okay.
We'll do other videos more often
Yeah.
because right now we are two full-time working adults that this is about the only time. And boy, what am I gonna do after this? Go straight to bed just to for wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Same, dude. I lost a fucking hour of sleep this morning. I'm not happy.
Because no matter what bullshit we say about whatever the first half of this podcast was, we're just people.
I feel like our podcast follows like a theme. It's like we say some crazy shit in the beginning, and then like in the second half, we're like, no matter what we say in the first part, we're just dudes, okay? Like this is who we are. We're just joking around, okay? We like apologize for it afterward. I think it's funny.
Because it's funny. It's still funny to do it anyway. But I don't want people to like look at me and whatever I say, he's racist.
Yeah, I think there'll be times in my life I'll be facing that now. I mean, we saw it happen right after last week, so
100%.
So I can't wait for more of that when we get bigger. I don't know, guys. If you think I'm not racist, go to the Patreon and give us money. Let me see how much support we can get. I'm not trying to wind down or anything. We still have a bit of time.
But I mean,
should physical education be required of all high school students? Yes.
Well, shit. You always take the good. Well, they get tired and they can't learn.
Who's saying no to this? No, you shouldn't get exercise.
They can't. It deteriorates learning in the classroom if the kids are tired, and if they can do other stuff outside the after. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, this is stupid. Here, this one's interesting. Are single-sex schools better for student learning and mental health?
Ooh. Which one do you want to take?
I kind of want to say yes.
So, why?
You know, when I was in high school, I got I got tripped up over girls a lot, right? Like, listen, I wasn't thinking about school. I was thinking about pussy, dude. Like, I wasn't learning anything, you know? But if I went to an all-dude school, I wouldn't have fucking pussy to think about because I wouldn't know what it was till I graduated.
Yeah. Well, I think you still know what women are, but I don't know, because to have that separate, I guess you would, I don't know, because it does sound like a good idea, and I don't see how it would be not beneficial. I wouldn't say it's necessary, but if you getting more minds together is probably more beneficial than separating. And just because here we go.
He caught his train. Okay.
If you get a not know how to speak to a woman whatsoever.
I don't know what anything.
I'm true. But no one would in that school. It would just be like, I mean, that's where you meet the most people, and that's where you speak to the most people. So when you go to your job and there's a woman, you're gonna be like, "Oh, what is that?" And so I can see that it would be beneficial because, yes, of course, it's like people getting hand jobs in the bathroom instead of learning.
When did that happen? And
I mean, apparently,
I'm trying to think
who.
I'm trying to think of how to say this without sounding super gay. Like, I think like a good class that, like, you know, I think there should be a class where you learn how to do your taxes and stuff like that. There should also be a class where you like learn like women. Yeah, but not in the like, oh, here's some cool pickup lines to try on your trick next time you go out. No, like like a genuinely like, because I feel like a lot of, I mean, you see a lot like guys that don't understand like women are people, right? And like you see this thing like guys like, fuck, I sound like a feminist, dude. No, like
women are people.
They should be allowed to vote, damn it. But no, like they like conquest. They conquest them, right? That's how they see it. I don't know. I don't know what train of thought I'm trying to get on, but
conquest. I don't know what you mean by conquest.
They're like an objective. They be like, women should be in the kitchen and cleaning my fucking living room. That's their job, right? I feel like never mind. I don't know.
I know what you're trying to say. I don't think you're saying like giving the right example, but you're saying that it's like every guy's that's like their objective is to get a woman, right?
Yeah, which makes sense on paper, right? Because that's how you and I are here. Because men and women have sex, right? But like,
your dad fucked your mom.
I think a lot of mental health problems for guys stem from them not feeling complete without a woman. That's the train of thought I'm trying to get to, right? I feel like a lot of that is the thing.
That's just human nature. I think that's just nature, not even.
I don't feel incomplete without like a woman right here or whatever, you know?
I mean, that's not necessarily what I thought you meant, but I didn't think you'd have to have one up your ass 24/7. But would you not want? Are you not lonely just a little bit? When was the last time you looked at Tinder?
Okay, so there are some days where I'm like, man, it'd be cool to have like a girl in the passenger seat of my car just like fucking talk to somebody, you know, and like besides you, I can't like talk to you about like like my balls hurt today or something, you know, but okay, well, noted. But other days I'm like, man, I'm so glad I don't have a fucking ball and chain around my ankle fucking holding me back, you know what I mean?
I get that, because especially after my horror deal thing, it sometimes I'm like, it would be nice to have that again, but sometimes I do something stupid and think if there was a woman right here with me, I would not hear the end of it. So thank God, let's just go on with my life.
Yeah, so here's my thing, right? I think I'm like really picky, right? I know what I want, I just haven't found it yet.
And that's okay to be
like, so what I want is to be able to show them our podcast and then be like, okay, that's cool. Not have them sit there and be like, you're fucking racist, you motherfucker, or like tell them I'm friends with you and then them flip out too. I
forgot about that. Why did she flip out again? I can't remember.
Because you like Trump.
Oh, God, that is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, dude, I'm basically friends with a fucking Klan member too.
Oh yeah.
I want someone that's like you or me that are like can see past that shit, you know, and be like, you know, past all that, you know, past all that horrible, nasty, awful shit about them, they're okay. I'm just
Well, it's just you want one with the sense of humor, and my God, not a lot of them have it.
Or if they do, they're like mentally fucking ill, dude. Like something that really turns me off is like when they're just like telling me about like, oh yeah, I went to the therapist today and cried about how my dad touched me. I'm like, time and place, dude. Like this isn't cool. Fucking romantic. Like I get it. Shit happens, right? And sometimes you want to just trauma dump or whatever, but like not when we're getting to know each other, right?
It's just like, hey, how's it going? My dad touched me.
Yeah, my dad stuck a finger in my butt when I was a little girl.
God.
Soundboard that. No, but
I'm assuming that happened to you.
No. But like that's why I don't really go on like dating apps anymore. Cause like that's most of the pick, right? Like
yeah,
like the hot ones are like the most fucked up ones.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then everything else is like fat,
dude,
fat, probably a dude, fat,
probably.
I see that bulge in there. You can't
Like,
hide that shit from me. Come on,
probably an alien.
dude.
Half body's missing.
When I was in California, I couldn't go on Tinder or anything. Like, you know, like sometimes, like every once in a while, you'll see like a person that's probably a dude or is a dude. That was everybody out there. I had to sit there and question every picture I saw. Like, I had to study their jawline and see if they had an Adam's apple or not. And I'm like, fuck my life, dude. I can't do this shit no more.
Sitting there zooming in, just like
screenshot and like Jarvis enhance and like like fucking figure this shit out.
Bulge at the neck, bulge at the crotch. It's a man.
Marshall's transphobic now. What will he think of next? Find out next time. I have to defend myself. I should come on next episode with a wig and makeup. Be like, guys, I'm trans.
I was just venting and I decided.
Okay, but like, that's just having a type at that point, isn't it? My type
I
is
guess.
not dudes or previously being dudes. Is that transphobic?
Yeah, is it bad to have a type of always been woman?
Yeah, it's fucking transphobic, Hayden. You should listen. If a guy wants to be a girl and they're a girl now, then they're a girl. Nothing else. No.
Most of them don't have the surgery anyway, and even if they do, it's like I don't even know what that's gonna look like.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just a hole.
Like, what do they do? How's that?
Put some PCP pipe in there and just fucking
PVC pipe. Ew. Like PVC pipe and like fucking like duct tape some sponge in there. Like you're making a homemade fleshlight. It's like a Pringles can and some sponge. Yeah.
Oh god.
Okay, I'm not saying this is a thing because it's not, right? Is it racist to not want to date people of color? Or is that like a preference?
People will say it is, but it's that they would say it's racist, but it's I feel like the word racism has gotten so far off of it's how you treat them.
We came full circle, baby. We're back here at racism.
I guess so.
No, but like
it's like, yeah, I don't necessarily like to, but it's not like I treat them differently. It's not like I don't necessarily like I don't want to say it.
No, go ahead. I'm just gonna let you talk.
I want you. You were already going to say it. I feel like, but I want you to say it. I've already said enough.
Say what? Like no, I like listen. If they're attractive, right? I don't care what color their skin is, right?
Yes.
Like, dude, I've seen some hot fucking black chicks. I've seen some hot dude. When I was in California, hot Mexican chicks everywhere. You know?
Yeah, exactly. It's just it's sometimes. I feel like everyone has their preference anyway. So,
and that, listen, dude, that preference is built based on like your experiences through life, right?
Because I'm thinking about something I'm wanting to say, but now you've got me thrown through a loop because I don't know why. Because Asians are mine. I about 95% of Asians I think are hot.
Agreed. Yeah, 100%. Like, but I still think that's kind of built on what.
See, then that's what threw me off because I'm like, well, what about that? Have I
anime? I don't know.
I haven't. I get. I mean, I feel like it was almost one before the other.
Chicken or egg? I don't know. I don't even know, dude. I can start sentences. I can get concepts rolling. But trying to like round them out is where I fucking fall apart. Apparently.
Yes. Same.
I don't know, man. It's the like dating thing's been something I've been thinking about recently, just because I'm like I'm getting older or whatever, and it's like my parents are always like, when are we getting grandkids and whatever, right?
Well, I flew past that. I'm still where you are now.
I feel like you're a bit further than me. You got
yeah, I guess I'm not.
You got like way more responsibility than I do. My dad and my mom went to go meet my brother's girlfriend, the one younger than me, like the next youngest. And at first I'm like, why didn't I get invited? Then I'm like, dude, if me and my dad were there to meet his girlfriend, she'd break up with him. She'd be like, hell no, I don't want to meet your family.
Yeah, you have to show the evolution. You go for you and your dad.
It's like a line to jail, all of them.
I mean, no anymore, because it's like, I don't know where Tinder, all dating apps, not working whatsoever.
It's fun now, man. Like, it's don't even feel real. You know what I mean? I'm not even on them anymore now. Like, maybe it's to fuck around or whatever. Like, not. It doesn't feel serious. Like, when you meet a person, right, and it's like you connect right there. It's like it feels better than like sure,
That's my point. But it's just like a bunch of people already together, and I don't know. And besides, like I'll I'm at your position with 10 times more, so because I can't go out and I no matter what have to work full job and know what I've done weekends
like,
and I have, but like when I find someone else,
and it's like we too is very popular.
No.
Younger, right? A lot of people our age are doing the same thing. Their time, they have a lot of free time to go out to get picked up or people up. So it's I feel like a lot of people rely more on dating apps to meet people, right? But like when I'm on dating app, I'm like never expecting to find like my life partner, right? Cause that's silly. Like, oh, how'd you guys meet? I don't like how do you look at dating apps and stuff? Are you like expect like for one and on there?
I'm expecting to. I'm just hoping. So I don't know. It would just be a lot easier if I do the person really with and really mad. Yeah, at time on a story than just on phone. But it's like
I always said if I did meet someone on Tinder that I wanted to stick around with, I would be like, listen, we need a different story though. Like I fucking saved you from a shark attack or something in the ocean. Because I'm not telling my family that I met you over the phone, like on Tinder or some bullshit,
But I just don't know because it's just like where do you go? Because yeah, it's like I don't know that one. I'm no clue. I'm still trying to figure that one out because I mean it was easier in high school because it was the people you seen every day and you had a lot more freedom to do shit and all that. And I mean that's where I had mine for the like 5 years after high school, and now it's like completely different. And I just like I don't fucking know what to do.
You've been out of the game too long. Well, last girlfriend I met at work. I feel like work's a good place to meet people too, because
yeah, work's a good place too, but the jobs that pay enough that I have to go to because I have a child care of, it's all 50-year-old and they're like everyone's above 30 years old.
Yeah. What, you got like, something against dating someone over 30?
I mean, it's just they're already married or
they've
been married for 10 plus years, and it's just, and like most older women are not there. And yeah, I don't necessarily like the idea of dating older women, but
would you date someone that's already been married?
That's already been married?
Yeah, like they got divorced.
Yeah,
Okay,
I guess so.
Wasn't sure how you felt about that. I don't really care.
Yeah, I don't really care either.
I was hoping you
I
had
don't
some.
even.
I was really hoping you had some crazy take about it, like, they're fucking damaged goods. They're a fucking whore. They talked to somebody else before me. I want pure virgin
God.
blood.
Because I mean, and I don't even care if they have kids either. But I mean,
I do, but I feel like it'd be different if I already had a kid. You know what
I mean, it would be nice that they don't. But I'm just,
I mean, like I feel like you can't expect that because then you'd be kind of a hypocrite, right?
yeah. But I mean, but I love my son, and if I dated someone that already had kids, I wouldn't, and we like ended up getting married and having our own. I wouldn't treat her kids with the other dude any different than my kid or our kids together.
It would depend on the scenario for me. Like if they were just being irresponsible and got knocked up and just had a kid and the dude just took off, right? And like that was like a irresponsible decision. I don't know if I'd be with them, right?
Mhm.
But if they're in like if you know if they were with someone and they thought it was real or whatever and it was just like a whatever, right, you know what I'm talking about, like the opposite of whatever I just said earlier.
Yes.
I'd be like, you know, I'd be a bit more understanding, you know, even if I didn't have kids, I'd be like, hey, you know what, I wouldn't want to be in that spot. I would want someone to help me out if I was in that spot, right? So I would be a bit more lenient. But if you know, if someone had a kid and they weren't responsible about it, like if it was like a one night stand kind of kid, I wouldn't feel as bad. You know what I mean? Like it sucks, right?
I mean,
but
it would almost kind of determine their personality anyway, and what most of those people like, that if their personality is still like that is like it would have been when they did that, then yeah, it's of course it wouldn't be very. But I'm more just personality and
me too.
a little bit on looks, just a little bit. I'm a little bit of a hypocrite because I like me a skinny woman, and I'm not a skinny man. But
I think like personality and like attitude and all that, like character, I guess, would play a lot into what I'm looking for, right? And part of character is not giving me like a doctor's sheet of every fucking mental illness you have. Fucking like I'm not expecting everybody to be stable, right? But
oh yeah, not nowadays. It's bad.
like I'm like I know I don't see right.
Yeah.
It's not the thing, I don't think, you know, make your personality like acknowledging it is probably healthy, right? Instead of ignoring it.
Yeah.
But like making it part of who you are, it's kind of just let it take control of you, right? And that's not a good trait to have.
So I went to my and the girls and the other guys were in there, and he's just running around trying to do stuff, and she did something like weird, and she's like, "I'm sorry, ADHD." I'm just like,
I hate ADHD. It's just been like turned into like a personality quirk, dude. Like I have ADHD. It's not fun. I can't fucking focus on shit for more than like 5 seconds, dude. Like okay, like when
you actually have ADHD.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that about you.
Does that explain a lot? I feel like I told you.
Yeah,
I do. I have ADHD, right? So like, I can't sit still. I can't make eye contact. I go out the door when I see them, right? But it's like I'm not sitting here like you just found out and you've known me for how long? I don't make it part of who I am, you know? I don't.
You at least don't say it enough that I would remember.
Yeah, I don't like blame my fuck ups on my ADHD, right? But it's like
maybe I have ADHD too, because I've been sitting here.
That's what the fuck? That's sick.
Do you remember this? Did you ever have one of these?
I remember playing with them when I was a kid. Yeah, I'll mess this right.
I was fast.
What are those called? Okay. I want one.
Phone. It was in Mexico.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All it says is Mexico.
Mexico. I have to look up Mexican flipboard or whatever. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like I'm kind of just banking on the fact that someone's just gonna show up and be the exact specification of woman that I want. I don't know. But every day that goes by is another day it's not happening, and that's just disappointing.
I feel like my specifications are broad enough. It could fit enough, like a large enough people. amount of women, but it's not like it hasn't happened yet. I guess it actually has technically happened twice, but here I am.
I mean, we could start like a chain, right? So the ones I feel like I'm too picky, right? So I can like vet them, right? And I'm like, if I don't want them, all yours, dude. Here's my buddy Hayden. He can probably help you out. You get my sloppy seconds, bitch.
Yeah. Good.
Why?
Because I doubt, I have no clue what women you're even gonna be interested in the first place, and
Well,
I don't fucking know.
Only way to find out, I guess. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
It sucks.
I want something, but at the same time, I don't, because then I feel like I lose some freedom. I have to be responsible, and like
I mean, I get on Tinder every once in a while, just when I'm really lonely and sad, but
I don't really use them anymore, man. It's just like it's so fickle to me, you know. Because
like, I don't get on there and expect to get anything. I just like, maybe.
Well, like
maybe this time.
When I think about it, it's like I'm not the only one vying for their attention, right? You know what I mean? I'm not the only one in there, and it's like at like the drop of a hat, I'm not interesting anymore, right?
Exactly.
This is sad. This is really sad.
Which it might be a little bit of self-confidence issues on both of our parts, but
I feel like I've gotten a bit better. I've been going to the gym. I went to the gym every day last week, dude.
Nice.
Every day, dude. I'm gonna start going to the gym at work. I always make up an excuse like, oh, I can't go to the gym today because of this and this, but I'm like, no. Like I'm staying at work until like 6:45 or 7, right? Just to have some gym time.
I mean, I've been working through some shit, and I'm not sure where I'm at on that part, but I'm working on it, I guess.
We should do the official Gifted Gang fitness challenge.
I'm not even talking about fitness. I'm not even worried about fitness anymore. Right now, I have other things to worry about. Then maybe we're gonna see on where I land afterwards on step 1.
You're being so vague about this. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but
I'll tell you later.
Off air.
I guess I probably shouldn't really. I can't decide if I want to say it on the podcast or not, but is kind of the problem.
How like personal is it?
I mean, technically, like
it's like the tail end of the episode, dude. Like no one ever gets to this part.
It's mental shit.
Oh,
it's fine. Right.
Down Bolsum Sapade and he's alone.
Oh, not this time. Not this time, but it's pretty bad. It gets to the point where I kind of would rather lay in the bed and not move for weeks on end if I could. Kind of shit, and yeah, I don't know what to do about it. I felt like this for many years.
So like, I'm not going to try to like tell you what to do or anything, because obviously I can't fucking fix your problem, but something I've been doing is like giving myself a goal every day that kind of like keep me motivated, to give me a reason to do something that day. So today, I think I told you I was working on like a video for Yakuza, like a Yakuza video I was going to make like a long time ago. I just finished recording all my footage for that. That was my goal today. Finish recording all my footage. I'm going to start writing it sometime this week, and then start editing it. It should be done soon. And then like I said, I've been going to the gym and stuff every day. That gives me like something to do every day that I like to do. That's like productive to me, right? I've been reading more. Just something that makes me feel productive, because like when I sit down and I play fucking video games all day, or Like, just fucking go to work and then don't do anything when I get home. It feels like I wasted the day, right?
I mean, I have goals that I want to do, but I'm just like, once I start trying to do it, it's just like, I just can't. I don't know why. I just can't do it.
Like,
It's just like,
so, like, do you feel like, I can't do this, I'm not good enough, or like,
it's
just
like, I don't know. I just literally like, I get up and I'm just like, it's like thoughts racing through my head and just extreme, like, I don't know. I can't really explain it. It's just like, I literally just can't.
stop smoking weed. That's my first advice to you.
I mean, it's not even. The weed's about the only time I am like somewhat productive.
I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
I quit smoking because like I would do it and then I would just not. I would just play fucking video games, not do anything.
I mean, no, don't either. I not be the problems. I know, like, I feel like it's not how I feel, but no other feeling.
That's things you gotta work and kind of figure out what makes you better. It's not just gonna change from doing one thing.
And sometimes I'll get the motivation to do it and pretty much, and it just goes kind of forward. Just like there's times when I got, but I was playing for like 30 minutes. I wasn't that the reason I played because I didn't even tell you you're supposed to play Ball because that's usually if anything, like in any other games, I don't like motivation to do and to be actual the South Park game. And I play like 10 minutes. I do this anyway.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I mean, it's like on playing. If the only true, but half time I'm just sit there and look at it.
Like
Maybe I have like good, but
I don't know what to say. I don't like really say isn't gonna like, attribute to.
no,
this is
but
personal things. Like you kind of gotta. It's not really apply to you, please. I mean,
I don't know what to do because I know it's the factor. It is working. I know since I started again work, and it will feel that way. There's some work, right? But going to work every day, it really feels like, where's my going? I don't enjoy doing that. I don't know doing that, but like I'm literally just I'm not. I'd rather just go find a trash can and sit there for.
Well, I think it's kind of like what we talked about earlier, right? You shouldn't let your job define who you are and what you do, right? And I know it takes up